We just heard Hakeem Jeffries describe this as out of control. You serve on the Judiciary Committee. When you first saw these reports that the president is attempting to get the Justice Department to pay him $230 million, what was your first reaction?
Well, if he had gone through with the proceedings and was acquitted, then maybe he would have some, legal standing or a right to seek this. But as you know, he came into office, has declared himself and has a Supreme Court ruling that backs him up in many ways, that he can do almost anything while in office. And so we don't know ultimately what would have happened at a jury trial, but the charges of mishandling national security secrets, inspiring and sending a mob to the Capitol on January 6th, those are quite serious, and they didn't fully play out because he made the cases go away. So I don't see how it would be fair that he enriches himself. But the bigger issue here is there's this pattern, and we're seeing it over the last couple of weeks, of just completely wasting the taxpayers' money while everyday Americans have real needs. So their promised costs would go down on day one, and instead they see that the Department of Homeland Security is spending nearly $200 million for 2 jets for the Homeland Security Secretary, $40 billion going to Argentina, and we're going to start buying Argentina beef rather than supporting our own agriculture farmers here in America. And now, again, looking at the White House and the ballroom there and this potential payout, Americans are just asking, what about me? And what about my costs?
I hear them say it all the time. What type of response do you expect your colleagues, Congressman Raskin and Garcia, to get from the president or the Trump team, if any at all?
Yeah, well, we know that this is why winning elections matters. And, we can send letters to the White House and telegraph what we're going to do when we're in the majority. And we have every intention of being in the majority. But Democracy Forward and other organizations, and Mark Elias is one of the leaders in many of these organizations. They're so critical right now because without a Congress that checks abuses and corruption, you need a court to go to, and you need an independent judiciary. And so these organizations, also the ACLU, have been quite effective in putting sand in the gears of the president's corruption. But 2 weeks from now, we will know what kind of midterm picture we're going into, Jacob, because you have 4 elections that are going to tell us what the environment is. You have Prop 50 in California, where we're going to match the 5 seats that were taken in Texas. You have the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, where 3 Democratic justices are up for retention. And of course, the governor's races in New Jersey and Virginia. We win those 4 races. That's momentum. And that should worry Republicans that when we're in power, there's going to be accountability.
And might I add, everybody should tune in on the Tuesday night for that election day, because we will be on the ground in every one of those places. Congressman Swalwell, stand by for 1 second, because I want to bring in Skye Perryman, the president and CEO of Democracy Forward. We've been talking a lot about Skye, what Democracy Forward is trying to find out. Walk us through it.
Well, the American people don't owe Donald Trump $230 million. This is just completely unethical and is another, part of his agenda to try to normalize things that are not normal and that are not lawful and that are not ethical in America. And so we have filed a demand request through the Freedom of Information Act. We will see if the Department of Justice and the other agencies that we've requested information from respond. And if they don't, we're going to go to court.
As someone who has filed many FOIA requests with my colleagues at MSNBC against this administration over a wide variety of issues, I know what type of response, or maybe lack thereof, we are likely to receive from them. What do you think the public can expect from Democracy Forward in the coming days or weeks as the FOIA requests, either sit there and stall or move forward in some way?
What the public can expect from us is that we are going to fight every single day, and we go to court against this administration to force them to be transparent and to shine a light. And we've been able to successfully force the administration to provide information to the public through using the courts. And so that's what they can expect from us. That's what we're going to do every single day. But you're right. What they can expect from this administration is probably more of the same. This is an administration that continues to try to hide in the shadows, and then comes out almost like a bully and tries to taunt the American public. There are right now civil servants who are doing the work of the American people that are in food lines food lines.
Yes.
Because this administration has completely bankrupted the government during this shutdown. We have people in this country that cannot afford basic needs. And you have a president that has the audacity of saying that the American people owe him $230 million. So it is unethical, it is immoral, it is unlawful, and you're going to see us in court.
Explain to me, Skye, if the Justice Department were to consider approving this payment, what would have to actually happen internally inside the DOJ? Is there any legitimate legal pathway for the president to receive that money? It sounds absurd.
It is absurd. It's unconstitutional for the reasons that members of Congress have pointed out. The president cannot receive payments from the government other than his own salary while he is in office. But one of the most unethical things is this is the type of claim he is making would require people himself that he appointed to sign off on it, including Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, who served as the president's counsel in some of these matters. So these is layers upon layers upon layers of corruption. It is problematic, and it's all part of an effort to distract from the fact that this administration has made no one's life better since inauguration. And that's why we and our colleagues at Democracy Forward and so many organizations are on the front lines in the courts and in the public square, pushing these issues and forcing transparency.
Skye Perryman, thank you so much for being here. So helpful to hear from you. Congressman Swalwell, before you go, I do have one more question. What's your level of confidence right now that this as the East Wing of the White House is being torn down, the $230 million transfer of money to Trump will actually not happen?
Oh, I think he has every intention of doing it. We have to take him at his word because he has been as awful or worse than what he promised on the campaign trail. So we have to be ready. But again, this is why elections matter. This is why being in the majority matters. And what we can do, Jacob, is to make it clear to anyone who's going to be a part of this type of corruption, get yourself familiar with the House Judiciary and House Oversight Committees, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there answering questions under oath before Congress if you're going to do these type of drug deals on behalf of the president.